Very good afternoon to all of you. Thank you so much. In fact, I was thinking maybe this hall will be empty because taxman is coming. Thank you. And today's topic is this: social engineering, privacy, and artificial intelligence. And dear friends, I would like you to form two roles as you listen to my presentation. One role as information society professional or industry leader or consultant, whatever role you are having in your organization. Listen to my presentation from that point of view. Second one is, listen to my presentation as an individual, as a citizen. How does artificial intelligence benefit me? And how does it might harm me? These are the two things we would like to introspect in this session. And the structure of my presentation would be like this. We will just see what exactly we mean by social engineering and what exactly this privacy is, and the status of data in the digital world. Data, that is the most important aspect when we talk about AI. And from data mining to artificial intelligence, what are the benefits? And from AI, when we move to AGI, artificial intelligence general, or artificial super intelligence, what are the dangers? And what is the message of this discussion today for us? And what can we do as information system professionals or industry leaders or academicians or consultants to make the future brighter? Now, dear friends, I'm sure nobody wants to be caged. We don't want to be in an iron cage where we don't have freedom. Have we lost our freedom? This is what we need to introspect now. The freedom to talk. Alexa listens to everything. And Alexa can be my Ganapati. Alexa can be in my puja room. I don't need my wife. Alexa is so patient. Freedom to walk, freedom to rest, freedom to laugh, or at least the freedom to cry in solitude. Someone asked the earlier speaker, how will Alexa see? Yes, he said, everywhere there is CCTV. I'm captured everywhere, every moment, where I walk, what I speak. Then what is me as an individual, in the society? Am I a private person, or am I a 100%, 24 hours, 365 days public person? Are we ready to be a public person? If we can all say very proudly, courageously, yes, I don't mind, I can be a public person, then you are reached a very high level in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Abraham Maslow says the highest level is self-actualization. I don't bother. I'm honest. I'm frank. Truth shall set me free. Somebody take a CCTV in my bathroom. I don't worry. No, please take. I don't know whether you have reached this stage. If you have reached this stage, you can switch off. Nirvana, exactly. Nirvana, yes. The right to privacy, we are talking about this for many years, many centuries. And Thomas M. Coolidge, the Chief Justice of Michigan Supreme Court, said the man's right to be alone, that is basic right. And next is, what is whispered in the closet shall be proclaimed for the housetop. This is a saying in Bible which says that. They say, it's right. Whatever you speak anywhere, Alexa hears, transmits. And the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the ICCPR of United Nations, they said, yes, we need. And Constitution of India clearly says, it has been clarified recently also. If you have seen last year's landmark judgment on right to privacy. I hope you have read that judgment. I'm sure what I would suggest to all of you, you might be an engineer, you might be a techie, you might be a chartered accountant or a specialized person. That doesn't mean that we have to close our eyes on what is happening in this country or the world. What are the legislative changes which is happening in the world? We have to be aware. When you say you are a leader, you have to be a complete leader. When I'm a complete leader, I should be able to understand and examine what is happening in every field, includes the regulatory environment also. When there is a mistake happens, as a professional when you do in your business, in your organization, and you are made accountable for that problem. A data has been leaked, and AI can clearly find out from which desk the data has been leaked, who was the custodian. We should be able to understand what is my liability there. Am I responsible if data is leaked from my place? So what I'm saying is that regulatory environment, the right to privacy law which has happened, excellent judgment. Something around, I think, 560 pages judgment. Why government of India and governments across the world has given so much of priority for privacy these days and data protection, data security these days? Because of what is happening in the field of data mining and AI and ML. What is social engineering? Most of you are engineers here? All are engineers? Raise the hands. All are engineers? Nice. There is something called social engineering where it is both a science and an art. Engineer to get some data. Engineer to get some fact or truth. We employ that in police department or tax enforcement department where to get the data, clear data. Manipulation of the parties to get the truth. But without you knowing, without a locus standi, without a legitimate power, somebody trying to gather information from you, data from you, to make their business effective, to make the business more profit-driven, more competitive, let me get maximum data. Nothing wrong in it. Every business should get maximum profit. But whether the data is taken ethically, whether the data is taken after informing the customer of the person, there the question of social engineering comes. The distance to bondage happened. The earlier speaker was telling about nobody would be having a Nokia. I'm showing you a Nokia phone. Basic phone only $1,100, Indian rupee. The distance between the basic phone to the smartphone is a distance bit from the freedom, the so-called freedom and privacy, to the public freedom and the bondage. And the average American touches his phone 2,600 times. I know the last 5 minutes you might have checked up your phone at least couple of times to see any WhatsApp message has come. In the last 1 year alone, 16% increase in smartphone use in India. 136 crore population, more than 100 crore people have mobile connections. People have more than one connection, mobile phones, because one will work at home, one will work in the office, one will be on the car. Yes, more than two. So you are your online connection. You are your smart device. I was advisor of TRIA earlier. We should tell 90% of crime happening in this society is one important instrument which helps to commit the crime. That is your phone, smartphone connection. And almost 90% of crime is detected by police department by tracking or tapping your phone, your connection. If that is the case, you are your smartphone. You can be identified as your smartphone. Instead of calling him Alexa, I'll call him your Samsung, that model, or whatever. No? Name is not important. Your phone connection, that connection is important. That's why people used to say, when you get a connection, no telecom operator should give a connection to anybody without address proof, photo proof, identity proof. Verify it, then only please activate the connection. That's why we say, don't give your SIM card to anybody. You get transferred to Bombay, and you think, okay, I'll give my SIM card to my driver, charity. Please take it. And whatever he does, you are responsible. So all these, wherever you go, you give the data to people. You have given them, because long agreement, you don't read the agreement, you just say, yes, accept. Thousands of apps we download in our mobile smartphones, and we just say accept. We don't have time to read anything, accept. An app is allowed to take anything from your smartphone. And 360-degree profiling is done based on the online life. When I give talk to the teenagers or the college students, the moment I come to this area, there will be pin drop silence. I should tell them, next time when you apply for a US visa, when you apply for a job in a company, your 360-degree profiling will be there with them. And 360-degree profiling is based on your Facebook activity, WhatsApp activity, whatever you have done, everything is there as a 360 profiling. They select based on that. Nearly 2.5 quintillion, I think you must be knowing what exactly is this, generated every day through web tracking, cookies, super cookies, browser fingerprinting. You go to incognito mode or whatever mode. Still there is ways and means to take all your data. You go use your VPN client for your internet connectivity. No use. And 90% of the data collected in the last 2 years. Understand how fast we are progressing in data mining, AI, and ML. How fast. And data is the new oil. We protect 100 million oil with a lot of security guards. But data, no protection. This is what is written by Mark Goodman. In case you get time, please download this book and read. The Future Crimes, wonderful book. The digital underground and the battle for our connected world. He talks about the future crime. The entire future crime is based on data. How data is traded, how data is misused. And who controls the data? Who controls the data? I am giving the data. I myself is a data. No? The moment they take my 360 profiling, I am the data. And the data is controlled by somebody else. I'm giving data to different people, from the Uber driver to wherever I go, whatever I do, online or offline. Go to a haircutting person. Finish off that first, he wants to know mobile number. I refuse to give. No, I don't have a mobile number. How many of you say, I cannot, then don't charge me. I'll just walk off. Everyone asks it's a right, they'll ask mobile number. No, that is bad. Social media platforms, cloud, who is storing what, who is controlling what? This poem written by Michael Silverstein, in fact, I've reproduced with his permission. Please read. The data brokers probe my life with my privacy they meddle. They learn my taste, my politics, which they then proceed to peddle. I'm just a product to these folks, some bytes on their business ledger, a jumble of some facts and stats, their standard human measure. In truth, however, I don't care how data banks praise or soil me. I just think when I am sold as goods, I ought to get a royalty. He is not worried about his data is gone, privacy is gone. No, money. That is good. There are people who can compromise everything for money. Now the privacy gone, money also not coming. This is the plight. Now Twitter, Facebook, Google, wherever it is being hacked. They say they have data. Data is being hacked from all those sites. 2/3 of all Americans' their data have been given to an organized crime group in Vietnam. These are hard facts. Hard to believe. But this is what is happening now. And none wants to talk about it. Your data is being hacked. All critical infrastructure you are bringing in your company is getting hacked. See the last sentence. 75% of computer systems can be hacked in a few minutes, and the rest in few hours. What robustness we are speaking about our IT security? What robustness we are speaking about the data which is taken from all billions of people saying, previous speaker has said, don't worry, privacy is my top concern. This is an automatic reply we get from every, wherever you make complaint, they will give privacy security is our top complaint. We will have priority over that. 90% of passwords can be cracked. Deloitte study. Now, we believe Big Four at least, no? The former FBI Director Robert Mueller said there are only two types of companies. Those can be hacked, those that will be. And most of the data which we keep in our hard drives, they're all unencrypted. All of us know that. We think only what we send through WhatsApp or whatever, that should be only encrypted. Whatever data in my office can be unencrypted. Nobody can touch it. I don't know. You have to say, most of your engineers. This is a mad rush now, competitive. We have to catch up with the latest. So come with the software. When they come with the software, the perfection goes. When they want to do it fast, no, don't worry, troubleshooting we'll do later. Let's get complaints from the customers, then we'll plug it. No pre-testing, or pre-testing is imperfect. So he said, Dan Kaminsky, we lived through code in the age of cholera. I hope you might have read the book, Love in the Age of Cholera. Now the ethical hackers, plenty in number, because they get a lot of money. It's real. Ethical hackers get a lot of money. They are multi-millionaires, billionaires. But how many of our companies would like to hire an ethical hacker to check my software? If they do freely, please do it. We'll do one contest, ethical hacking contest. So we'll give you some sponsored, some goodies. Nobody will come. Ethical hackers will get huge money somewhere outside. How many of us do this to test our own product? Software industry, $150 billion annually should be made accountable if they don't provide risk-free products. $400 billion is a loss because of cybercrime. If it's the codes there's some problem with the software, the programs, we have to make it accountable. We can't blame the customers. Customers cannot read 25-page agreement. When a soft, small WhatsApp, some application, long agreement, nobody reads anything. They just say, and agree. So when data is controlled by machines, we have the artificial intelligence comes into operation. And this gentleman, Alan Turing, nice person. His father was actually working in India, in the Indian Civil Services, in the Madras region. And he said in 1950, can machine think? And he said, a machine can be taught like a child. What is this? Any idea? Yes. 1997, he got defeated by a supercomputer. Since we are having this conference today here, we should not forget about this person, John McCarthy. He coined the term artificial intelligence. And he wrote a nice short story in 2001 titled The Robot and the Baby, about a robot who was in charge to look after a baby of an alcoholic mother. The mother was alcoholic. She's not taking care of the baby. This is set in 2055. He said this is going to happen 2055. So government has allowed people to hire robots at home. A robot was looking after the baby. Robot said, no, we have to, milk is over, I'm going to get milk for the baby. And the mother says, no, get me whiskey. And robot was more concerned and empathetic and sympathetic than the mother. So AI is extensively using in all these areas. Yesterday I met somebody from the agricultural sector. I asked him about it. He said, yes, the last 2 lines, we use it. We started using it for this. Wonderful. For a country like India, with a lot of agrarian economy and contribution, we require more AI in the agrarian sector. In tax investigations, we slowly started using. We are in data mining field. Maybe AI is a great option for all of us. We already do 360-degree profiling to collect data. Where do you buy? What do you buy? What do you sell? Everything. We make a 360-degree profiling so that we will be less intrusive. Instead of going with a warrant to search somebody in their house, why not get information, call, come, please come. We have a lot of information about you. That is better, no? Give him a cup of coffee and then say, see, please, this. Is this yours? No, this is Alexa's. He can't say. He has to be accountable. So something like that, maybe in tax departments, we get data from all the other departments, combine it, collate it, and collect all this information and say, this person has done these transactions online. This company has done these transactions online, with all these things. So, demonetization which happened, extensive data mining could happen, and how to find out people who were so ingenious, so intelligent than the government to hide the money. From multiple sources, get estimated and find out. These are only data mining. So when we take to the next level of AI, definitely we'll be able to move forward. IBM said there will be more than 50 million sensors that can communicate to each other by 2020. 2 years more, just 2 years. McKinsey Global Institute says that big data will increase competitiveness. Excellent. We can't say that AI should not be there, AI has to be there. But the next stage, artificial intelligence general, designed to perform any type of task, outperform humans, that is the issue. And while brain power of humans are limited, there will be unlimited power of artificial intelligence created brain. And they say there can be an interface between brain and AI system, literally. So we'll have a wired device on our hands, and brain is connected to that. Yeah, exactly. I'm coming to that actually. What is this? Getting a chocolate. Favorite chocolate given by the robot, though she's paralyzed. Yes. This is real. How many of you would like to live like this? Wonderful. Like? Public advocate of futurist and transhumanist movement, he said this: life is going to be immortal in the AI area. Computers will become superior to best human minds in decision making. And immortality is possible. Friends, this is real. This is not science fiction anymore. This is not science fiction anymore. He said there will be intelligence explosion. AI could redesign itself to create more intelligent successor. You are not going to design. You are out. You designed AI. Now AI get redesigned itself. What is the take from Stephen Hawking on AI? Extremely good at accomplishing its goals, and if these goals are not aligned with ours, we are in trouble. And who has to align this? Who has to align this? Each one of you sitting here. You are responsible. You are going to implement AI in your organization. The effort to create thinking machine could spell the end of him as a race. In an interview to BBC, Stephen Hawking said this. And machines will redesign by itself, and humans who are limited by such slow biological evolution can't compete. And they will get superseded by machines. They'll get superseded by machines. But there are different views also on this. Rhoda Carpenter says we can't predict. He doesn't say that there is no danger. He says we can't predict now. We can predict right now. And Rodney Brooks says we are grossly overestimating the real capability of machines. Countries like India will have to worry about this. Will we become jobless? Elon Musk says, oh, if AI becomes smarter than a person, what do we do and what job will we have? The person from the quotes I am giving, they are not small people. They are industrial parties. They have set up big industries based on data mining tools. And they themselves say these things. 2 days back, I read it in Hindu cover page. The World Economic Forum said that by 2025, machines projected to overtake humans in workplace. And 75 million jobs are at stake in 7 years. 7 years. If you lose your job after 5 years, look for a job, less likely you'll find a good job. Threat is real. Extinction risk. Stuart Armstrong, philosopher research fellow at the Future of Humanity Institute, said, it's one of the few that is genuinely an extinction risk if it were to go bad. Again, see, the signals are very clear, my dear friends. Signals are very clear. If it goes bad, things will not be bright for the future generations. Ultimately, we need a job to live. Somebody has to pay us money. From that money we have to spend, and then we earn a living. We do that. But if I lose that livelihood, he says we are uncertain about the future, and such uncertainty is not a good sign. Some early examples. Drone landing on the front lawn of the White House. There was a news item, you might have read it. A remote control aircraft carrying radioactive material landing on the roof of Japanese Prime Minister's residence. And a student in Connecticut attached a handgun to a drone, remotely triggered it using his mobile phone. Student. Vicarious, a new startup, Silicon Valley startup, they are trying to replicate the neocortex of human brain in the artificial intelligence. And Facebook and PayPal, they are promoters, have invested heavily on this. So is it real? Yes. AI and mind, the interface is real. And people have equated AI with the nuclear war and climate change. Seth Bohm, executive director of the Global Catastrophic Risk Institute, equates climate change and nuclear war with AI. And he has some questions. If this is real, let us ask these questions. Is it possible to build an artificial superintelligence? Will humans can build this superintelligence? Will humans lose control of superintelligence? First two, no doubt. The trend is very clear. We can. And third is whether we will lose control of this. You have to say. You have to introspect. If the trend continues like this, I am only focused on the profit for my company. I am only interested for competitiveness, only to innovate, to get maximum profit, maximum turnover. I don't have time to see the repercussions. What actually the question are, will humans design an ASI that is harmful? Will the ASI develop harmful behavior on its own? Is there something detecting the superintelligence from acting in a way that is harmful? See, another AI can be created to check the harms of the AI. Is it possible? Noam Chomsky, what he says, AI's dependence on statistical analysis of data using various techniques is unlikely to yield reliable scientific results. And there's a book, Fear the Machine, How Criminals Are Using AI to Social Engineer Your Users. Criminals, it's easy for them. They don't require massive investment now to do that crime. And what is the message? And what we can do in our roles? This is the thing in this conference. Let's introspect. We cannot get away from the regulatory ecosystem we need. At the levels of government, the government has to wake up on this. We need AI, but what should be the structure, design, nature, what ecosystem we should give to have a good implementation of AI without harms? Sector regulators, businesses, and each one of us. Collect data, starting with the data, if you see what we can do, collect minimum data, whatever is necessary. This is my business. I want only this data. Don't give me anything more data, minimal data. Notify the purpose. I want only this data from you, and this data is used only for this purpose. Make it clear to the customers, clear to the people, and make your objectives clear. If your objectives are not clear, you say, oh, now I'm doing some R&D, I'm doing something else, I use this data for that. Don't do that. Minimal data access. Who will have access? How much access that person will have in my company on this data? No, see, now if you have an app to be downloaded from in your mobile phone, immediately they will give this sentence, no? Where the app are you giving permission to access to messages, photos, videos, calendars, etc. Blanket, no, we'll say, just say, because we need the app. We do that. So can we do that minimal data access issue? Then the custodian. Again, I said in the beginning, how important is your role, or who is in charge of data? If you see the IT Act 2000, and also the data protection regulation which is going to be implemented soon, the responsibility is going to be fixed with the individual concerned. And the company will not give compensation. The company will not be imprisoned. You will be imprisoned, the person who's in charge. That is going to be the provision in that. So how important it is to know the regulation and how responsible as a custodian you should be. Consent of the owner, very important. Right to access the data to know how it is used. There is a right for the person to take fresh consent for sharing the data for any other purpose. And your company will have partnership with various other companies. You have to share the data. That also to be informed to the concerned customer. Classification and labeling. This is very important. These indicators like race, gender, caste, religion, very sensitive data. You have to be very careful when we classify people based on this. Anonymize the data as far as possible. As far as possible, anonymize it. And homomorphic encryption where even quantitative data also can be anonymous. And protect the data when system is in maintenance. This is a big excuse by many companies. Data is lost when it was under maintenance by outsourcing company. Right of owner to rectify or delete data with the owner. Very clear. And periodic risk assessment and audit, very important. Morning there was a question they asked, how many people know about this compulsory audit part? Some of you said, we don't know. It's very important that risk assessment has to be done regularly. And user fee and compensation your company has to provide for this. There will be any number of litigations going to come. My data is leaked. Data combining, very sensitive data. My data, this data is okay. Another data, when I combine it, it is a sensitive result comes. I don't have time to explain that. You understood. I hope you understood that. Very important when you combine the data. And the decision which is taken, so I think I'll just conclude this. Data Protection Authority is going to happen in this country with a lot of powers, and all this will be taken care of in this. And all of you should be aware of it, the provisions of Data Protection Authority, where specific powers and penalties, everything has been fixed in this. Justice Srikrishna Committee report has come in 2018. Data protection bills have come. It's almost like GDPR, most of the provisions. And you as company, you will not have time to do research on how to protect the privacy of people, how to take care of that. There are certain NGOs working. Please ensure that you also support them in their activities. This is a summary. Last line, aligning AI with human goals is a challenge. Any misalignment is disastrous. This is the story, the message we are taking today. And the machines have mind, but not heart. Humans have heart. So only when the heart is combined with the mind, the best decision we can arrive. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my name is Shankaran. Do you think the development or the growth of artificial intelligence could will you be able to really regulate it? Because why I am saying that is, like say, technology is sweeping so fast. Like say, typically this WhatsApp. What's happening today is the WhatsApp is spread so much today. Now then, subsequently, now we are thinking, okay, now let us try and regulate it. But still, we have not still found a solution to, the kind of sweep that has taken place. So similarly here in the artificial intelligence, again, do you think regulators would be able to significantly play?
Thank you very much, Mr. Shankaran. Excellent question. Even if it's only one question, that is the most important question he asked. Regulation is not the solution. And this cannot be regulated. It cannot be regulated. Regulation only can give some certain rules, broad rules. Finally, there is some offense committed under CRPC, CPC, IPC. Okay, catch him, put him in jail. For that, regulation required. Put this also under IT Act also under this. That is what regulation do. But real regulation comes from where? Self-regulation. Each one of you who are manning the company say, this is required. This is data protection regulation. This is the regulation. You have to follow this. Once we follow this, definitely I think things will get regulated. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Okay, may I request Kishore from Grant Thornton to hand over the memento to the speaker? Now it's time for providing the feedback. Thank you. Next question.